Hello and welcome to the Year 9 Options video for History. I'm Mrs. Kennedy, one of the heads of History at Beacon Academy, and I'm going to talk you through what we study at GCSE and why a GCSE in History is a great thing to have. First topic we start with is Elizabethan England. You might remember learning about Henry VIII and the Tudors in Year 7. This course brings Tudor England to life. It starts with looking at the problems Elizabeth inherited from her family when she came to the throne in 1558 and the religious settlement, and it goes on to look at foreign policy and the Spanish Armada, as well as Elizabethan culture and theatre. It's a really great introduction into political, religious, and social history, and many of the teachers at Beacon Academy are also Tudor specialists. We also study medicine through time in Year 10, and what's really interesting about this course is it starts in the Middle Ages and goes all the way to the present day, and it really makes you appreciate and understand that science and technology have only really progressed in the last 200 years or so. The course is split so that you look at what people thought the causes of disease were. So, for example, if we go back to the Middle Ages, the role of religion is really important in that. It looks at treatments that people thought would work, including surgery, very early surgery. It looks at preventative measures like vaccinations, which is, of course, very important in the world that we live in today. And it looks at care, who cared for you and where you were being cared for, right up to modern day and the foundation of the NHS. The medicine course is so full of historical nuggets of information, it was difficult to choose just one, but here we go. In the 19th century, French doctor Francois-Joseph Victor Boisset claimed that all disease was caused by inflammation that could be cured by bloodletting. What followed was what we call a leech craze, where barrels full of leeches were shipped across the globe to suck the blood of people suffering from all sorts of illnesses. The wild leech population was brought almost to the point of extinction. Topic 3 looks at Weimar and Nazi Germany. What I find refreshing about this course is its focus on Hitler's rise to power and the changes he made to Germany before the war, rather than focusing on the war itself, which you are currently studying in Year 9. The course starts at the end of World War I, when Germany sets up its first democracy. Through the unit, we look at why extremism rose within Germany in the form of the Nazi Party and how Hitler was able to come to power. Whilst having a political focus, the course also has an element of social history, comparing the lives of different groups in Weimar and Nazi society, including the role of women and ethnic minorities. In the Weimar and Nazi Germany course, we also study the life of Hitler before he came to power. And some of the most interesting kind of nuggets from this part of the course, those interesting stories, are about this period of time. Now, Hitler was actually an avid cinema buff. He particularly liked Hollywood movies, which he viewed in a private cinema room. His favourite movie of all was said to be the animated Disney feature Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Topic 4 is a unit on superpower and Cold War relations. This unit is all about the broad narrative of key events in Cold War history. You will learn in Year 9 that the USSR and USA were eventually allies during World War II. This course goes on to explain why that was very much an alliance of convenience, and that after World War II, the USSR and USA would go on to compete in many different ways: the nuclear arms race, space race, and the divisions of communism and capitalism. It looks at fascinating events such as the Berlin blockade, Berlin Wall, Cuban Missile Crisis, before ending on a unit focusing on détente, essentially how the USSR and USA tried to resolve their differences and commit to peace. And here is one of our favourite history nuggets from the Cold War unit. During the Cold War, the USA became increasingly concerned about the actions of the communist leader of Cuba, Fidel Castro. The CIA was tasked with trying to assassinate him and come up with increasingly wacky ways to do so. The list of things they considered included smuggling a cigar into his office that would explode as he lit it, filling his scuba diving suit with deadly fungi, and booby-trapping a seashell on the seabed in the hope that he would pick it up while diving. Despite trying an estimated 638 times to kill him, the CIA were unsuccessful and Castro lived until the ripe old age of 90. Now, every year when we do Year 9 options, there are a few questions that I get asked. So I just wanted to do a bit of fact or fiction with you. So the first one is that all the questions are really long essay questions on the history paper. And in fact, that is false. We have a series of smaller, shorter answer questions which are around 4 marks. So please do not be put off by the history GCSE due to the length of writing. There is a real range of questions that you will be asked about. Second fact or fiction is that geography is easier. Now, we know that you have to choose either history or geography. And some people tend to take geography because there is this myth that it is easier, but that is in fact false. There is still a range of different style questions on the geography paper. Realistically, how you need to make that decision between history and geography is about which one you enjoy and whether or not the GCSE will impact potentially what you want to do later on in life. Sometimes I get asked, isn't history just about dates? No, that is definitely false. There are a couple of dates that are important, but it isn't that we sit there and we drill you on dates. It's really about people and how people's lives, society, politics, religion has changed over time. You will, though, have a better understanding of the world that you live in. All of the courses that we study have a direct relation to the world that you live in today, whether that's the foundation of England with the Anglo-Saxon or the impact of the superpowers of America and Russia during the Cold War unit. Some people think that if you do a history GCSE and A-level, that the only thing that you can do is be a history teacher. That is false. We are going to talk a little bit more about that later, and Miss Akehurst is going to take you through that. And finally, every GCSE history teacher is really passionate about that subject. That is definitely true. We pride ourselves in our department in constantly being what we call active historians. So yes, we are teachers, but we also see ourselves as active historians. What that means is we are constantly reading and researching throughout the years that we teach to make sure that you have a wide range of information available to you. You also get asked where History GCSE can take you, so we thought we'd talk you through a variety of different jobs that are available. Some are directly linked to the subject, such as education, library work or research, but history gives you many transferable skills to other industries, for example, finance, law or journalism. Transferable skills are skills that employers are looking for that can be used in lots of different settings. For example, some transferable skills that you gain from history are source analysis, reading and processing information, verbal communication and written communication, supporting an argument using evidence, making a judgment, and also debating. These skills can take you in all different types of careers. There's a list of the careers on the screen at the moment. Feel free to pause, and if any of those jobs pique your interest, History GCSE might be a great option for you. So you should be able to see a range of people who have gone on to do History GCSE, A-level, and then actually gone to university to study history as well. And really, I've put this on the screen to just show you that history can lead to a variety of careers. So we can see we've got the future King of England, history degree. You have got Louis Theroux, who is he does documentaries, one of the most famous person to do quite controversial documentaries. He goes and explores the lives of people and lives with them and reports back on it. And he has a history degree. Diane Abbott, she was the first female black MP to be elected. She has a history degree. And we've also got some comedians and actors on the screen as well, like Sacha Baron Cohen. So you can see here that History at GCSE, A-level or university really doesn't pigeonhole you into a particular course throughout your life. So I urge you, if you enjoy history, if you've enjoyed some of the stories that we've told today, it might be a really great option for you. So, what if you want to know more? So, you can always email me, Mrs. Kennedy, and my email address is on the screen, or any of our history teachers would be more than happy to talk you through some of the course as well. So, please do get in touch if you need to know anything else.